If your books don't make you blush,
and your coffee doesn't make your heart race,
You might want to sit this one out. This is Espresso and Books After Dark.
hi besties, it's us again, Nikki, Pau, and Jenny. And today we're going to be talking about how reading fits into adult life for us, or it doesn't.
It doesn't. Sometimes.
Sometimes we're just busy girls, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think life is just so busy for some of us. Work so much, and then I come home and I'm exhausted. Like I told Pal earlier, I was like, you have to make me accountable for reading. And she was like, what do you want from me? You tell me you're tired and you go to bed.
For real, y'all, you have no idea the amount of times like Nikki goes, I'm going to read tonight. We're going to read. Let's read. And then 5 minutes in, the lights is off and I just hear her hubby say, good night, pal. Like she doesn't, and she's like, okay, can you help me with like a reading schedule? And I'm like, girl, we both know if I do that, it's gonna be a waste of my time because you're not gonna follow it. I'm busy, which is valid and fair. But I was like,
Yes,
I
absolutely.
don't know what you want. Like, I don't know how you want me to help you because the reading schedule's not gonna work. You're too exhausted to read. And I'm like, so how do you want me to help you keep you accountable? And then, yeah, we came up with a solution though.
We
Oh,
think.
did you?
Well,
Possibly.
Nikki did. And I was just like, sure. Okay, we can try.
I was like, make me read for at least 20 minutes. And then if you notice that I lay down and turn off a light, I'm not allowed to read in the dark. It's not allowed to happen anymore. So if you go see me turn on a light, you better start yelling at my Alexa to fix it because there's no way. Like I want to read. Like I want to read so bad. I just end up so tired.
That's fair. You still have to have that balance of self-care, and sleeping is a part of taking care of yourself.
I feel so busy all the time. Like I get up at 5:30 and then I go to bed at like 10:30 most nights, if I'm lucky. And then I'm just go all day. I genuinely don't know how you do it, Jenny. With all the hobbies and sports
Audiobooks.
and
I constantly have headphones in.
it's so fair. I told my husband every time I started to play my audio yesterday, somebody walked in to talk to me. Or somebody called my cell phone. I actually wanted to fight people. It was a good
Now,
time.
I can't listen at work though, so that's a no-go for me. Like that just cannot happen. But if I am not at work, I have an audiobook going. And then at night, if everything's chill and slowed down, then I'll pick up my Kindle or, and actually read a book. Audiobooks right now are the way I'm surviving.
Yeah. I think I can listen at work more than I can listen at home. Or like in my car, but I get like 10-minute spurts in my car, and that's just not enough. I did come home today and I'm listening to A Court of Silver Flames, and my husband, he goes, you're not even halfway through that yet. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, I don't know how else to say that. I'm like, right, it's part 1 of 2. I thought I was halfway through. I was like, cool, we could finish this, no problem. And then I'm like, okay, but when does the spice start spicing? He goes, about halfway through. I said, I got another 5 hours before I'm done with this one. So, and then I was listening to it on speaker because it was not out of PG range and I was in my room by myself, and I find it very hard to balance. I find it very hard to balance life, just in general. So, how do you balance, Jenny? How? Either one. Whoever wants to go first.
I just do. It's not always pretty and it's not always good. Some days I'm ignoring people just so that I can have my time and my peace of mind. And other times I have to put what I want aside so that I can get my responsibilities done. So it's really messy and chaotic over here. Don't take advice from me.
But I feel like you handle on the outside, it seems like you handle the balance so well. Like you do sports with the kids and you work and you are a wife and then you read like you're Wonder Woman. Like,
and not to mention, you also deal with our asses day in and day.
No, and like you're so much better at replying most days. Like I literally peek in the chat, I see something happen, I'm like, okay, I'll catch up on that later. Not Jenny, she's like, whoop.
My phone's always attached to my hand. I always have headphones in, and I'm really good at multitasking.
I'm trying to be like you when I grow up. How do you balance your busy work and energy and hobbies?
Okay. So honestly, this year I feel like I'm I'm technically on track with my like reading goal to reach it at the end of the year, but I feel like personally to what I'm used to or like my history with reading in past years, I'm kind of lagging. I feel like this year has like been weird in sense and like I'm finding there's certain days I'm like I want to read, but I don't have the energy anymore. Like similar to like when the kid's going through, but like to a lesser extent. But um I don't know. It's just sometimes like I love to say my favorite catchphrase. It's not so much about finding the time to read, but learning to dodge your responsibilities. Sometimes I literally just ignore whatever I gotta do and just I'm like, I'm gonna read. And yeah. Or my biggest problem though is that I will pick up a book, especially if it's on my Kindle at night, and I can't seem to put it down. So yeah, at least there are certain days in the week that I'm like a zombie because I stay up a way past what my bedtime should be because I'm reading. And yeah, so it's just I lean more toward like my balance is definitely not very balanced with reading. It's just, because I feel like I'm a bit busier nowadays just because I'm like, I'm driven with my work and I love it. I feel more motivated. I'm also doing school. I'm supposed to be doing schoolwork. I haven't touched it. That's on my to-do list for Sunday. And with me adding the gym to my routine, I have a lot less time to read than I'm used to, but it's still fun.
You can do audiobooks and read the
Yeah,
Kindle and the Stairmaster. There are so many options. If I had time to
I know.
gym, I'd have more time to read.
I can't do anything.
That
Oh,
should be a catchphrase. I want that on a coffee cup. If I had time to gym, I'd have more time to read.
well, the thing is, I go to Orange Theory,
You
which
do,
is classes. So I
Oh,
it's different. Yeah.
I'm like I have my coaches and stuff. Like, oh my god, y'all! The other day I went on Friday, and my coach, because it's different coaches based on what like your schedule and classes you go to. But Mike, his name is Mike. My god, y'all! I like sat down, and this is something about me. The cold makes me sleepy sometimes. So if I have like a fan or like the AC hitting me flat in the face, I'm like it makes me sleepy. And so the station I was at is like right under a fan, which is nice to help me cool off. But I was also really sleep deprived that day, so I'm literally on the bench just taking like resting for a bit before moving on, and I just had a big ass yawn right when Mike, the coach, turned to look at me. He caught me mid yawn, and he's like, "Is my workout boring you?"
That's so funny, though.
But
that's
yeah, but
so
I can't do
great.
it at the gym. I want to be more of an audio girly. It's just I'm not. I'm so picky with them, and my brain. I feel like my brain scatters a bit too much to be able to actually listen or pay attention to the audio at times.
That's fair. I
That's my
struggle
goal
with
this
that
year.
with some things.
My goal is to make you an audiobook girly by the end of the year. We're going to work
But
on it.
I
But hey,
feel like you have to really you have to be able to like ADHD really well. Like I love audios. I do. My biggest problem is people.
people
Stop
suck.
talking to me. Like but also I do have those moments where like I'm listening, I'm working, I'm doing like inventory or whatever, and we're good. And then I get fixated on something and I lose the audio. And that does happen sometimes, and then I just rewind. Like earlier today, my husband's read this book, and I said, I don't know how that happened. I know what happened, but I don't remember the exact like moment it happened, what happened, and how it did. And he goes, "What do you know?" I said, "I don't think it was magic from her." And he goes, "Oh no, 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 it wasn't." And he told me what it was. I was like, I remember that now, because like I was listening, I just wasn't in it.
I have to go because I need it for my own. Because y'all, as like I work with children. Okay, some form of physical aggression needs to take. Like I gotta get it out of my system before it builds up. It's just my biggest form of stress relief, but now like physical stress relief because reading takes away the mental part and like helps me like center myself and like I love reading. It's such a nice form of just relaxing and just going to a different world or story. But sometimes you just gotta work it out. I wish we had punching bags at my gym. I swear, but we don't.
What's so crazy is I ordered weights so I could work out from home because I don't have time. I don't even have time to go to the gym. So if I'm going to work out, it's going to be home. Like, I ordered weights. I have a Pilates app, which I really like, but every single day this week, I've been busy after work. Like, I literally, I've had meetings, I've had candy stuffing for Easter for like my community's children. Tomorrow I had the event for the children. Today I had to go like meet Granny and get the candy from her, and then I had to go get my oil changed, and now like we're recording, and it's like I did Pilates on Monday and I haven't done it since. I think I read on Monday too. That was it. Me?
The other thing with me in audiobooks, it's just I don't like I need to be doing something while listening to the audiobook because I can't just like sit there and listen because I'll zone out like quicker. So I need like the multitasking factor, right? Like I need some like a task.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
But there are certain tasks, like if because sometimes, like if I bring work home for whatever reason, I'm like, I have tried to like, okay, let me listen to my audio while I do this, but my work requires focus, so I can't do it while I'm doing like working on doing actual
I
teacher work.
also think you have to train your ear for audiobooks.
That could be too.
Like you have to find your speed, you have to train your ear, so you have to start with smaller tasks. So like cleaning or sweeping or something that doesn't take mental concentration to do. You can train yourself to listen to the story while you do those tasks, and then you work up to being able to do. So now I can create content on Canva or whatever that does take concentration while I'm listening to an audiobook because I've worked.
Yeah, and
I think it's important to know how your brain works too.
yeah.
I can do a lot more detail focused tasks than like if I start scrolling, I'm not focused at all. Like I'm mindlessly scrolling, right? But like I just had to make a graphic for Sadie and I was listening to the book. And then but like there's certain things like if the task is too boring for me, then I'm not busy enough to stay on the audio. Like does that make sense?
Yeah, I've done the trivial menial tasks or like the cleaning while listening to the audio or updating grades. Like grades I can do with the audio because it's just boop, 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 inputting and then other stuff, but it's still like, also I'm so peculiar with my audios. Like there's certain stories I can do on audio fine. I'm like more when I do listen to audiobooks, it's more in the romance aspect where there's not, unlike fantasy, there's not like world building, so it takes a bit less brain power for me to like understand what's happening because I've tried fantasy, my brain be like, I need to read it, I need the physical, I need the visual of the words for it to process.
And I'm mainly a romance reader, so for me that is what I listen to.
Yeah.
So I get that 100%. Fantasy is hard on audio
And
because
I
of all
think
the
It's detailed.
all the details.
need I need to actually read the words for like I guess like the visual portion of because I'm definitely a visual person. So I'm like I need the words so I can understand. Like especially if there's accents involved, I'm like no words, my brain go. But definitely with audiobooks, I do them sometimes when I'm traveling. I think that's when the most times I do like audiobooks. I'm like while I'm like walking to my gates and stuff, I'm like I'll have it if I'm like, oh, this is a book. Sounds good. I like the voices go. And then speed wise, I'm a 2.5 and up girly now. I can't do it.
I upped my book earlier from 1 to 1.2 because I do listen a little slower with fantasy, and especially high fantasy. So I was like, 1, okay, fine. And then I'm like, 5 hours. I don't want to be in a 5-hour audio right now. So I upped it to 1.2, and he goes, "Do you have it sped up?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You're missing out on so much emotion." I'm like, "No, I'm catching all of it." But I slowed it down because it was driving him crazy, and he was listening too. So I did slow it back down. I think personally, it's really hard because I like audios and I like physical books. Like I love annotating, love reading and being like this chapter, highlight, note in the margins. I feel like with audiobooks, there's a lot less, even though you could clip, there's a lot less annotating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of like physical.
I like physical or Kindle because like even Kindle has your like you get to highlight. And if you really want to be dedicated on a Kindle, you can type, but that's just I hate the Kindle typing. but I do it every so
Jenny
often.
is a monster. She's a different breed of reader. I just like the way she can read and listen to an audio is just superior.
But I will say though, I have already listened to more audios than usual because in January or February I listened to like 4 or 5 audios. I know I did a spree of like I did an audio a day for like 3 days, so I have a higher audiobook count so far than past year.
I will say the summer's coming, and at the pool, I am a Kindle girly
Yeah,
versus audiobooks at the pool.
That's probably because your headphones, right?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
try.
it's my headphones and it's too loud and there's just too much going on.
Yeah.
So I'm a Kindle girly by the pool, and I will be beside my pool every day this summer. My
I will
audiobook
be
phase is coming to an end.
I'll
be on my
find
hammock reading. Like I'm
Always.
prepared. But I feel like I'm gonna be much more in my audiobook like vibe here soon, especially with like one kid in dance and the other in karate. And if we're gonna do 5 days a week of after work activities, I'm gonna need a book. I can't do it. And I don't know. I mean,
I'm always posted up in my car with an audiobook in.
And for me, okay, the other
Always.
thing with me and audiobooks, I can't do it sometimes with my mom if my mom is around because my headphones or my earbuds are also kind of like more noise canceling, or they're quite efficient that I can't quite hear if people are talking to me. My mom gets so pissed off because she has to. So it's just like I'm like, okay, if I do the audio, mother cannot be around, and I'm about to move in with mother, so that'll be fine. But I don't know, we shall see. There was a while in Miami when I was living in Miami that I was listening to audiobooks in the car.
you'll get there again.
And sometimes
Jenny's gonna make it happen.
just gonna try.
We're gonna work on it. I'm gonna give you some of my favorites.
But hey, I did listen to Little Stranger, and that was a pretty good audiobook because of the voices. Super softly.
It's the way we all have a different opinion on that book. Like our opinion, like
that
how's the
book.
middle region? Like I'm like,
No.
oh my gosh, I love this book, and like it's a 5 out of 5 for me. And I know for Jenny, it was like, it's tolerable, but it's not
I feel like
right. And then for Pal, she's like, I survived it. I was vibing a little bit, but not enough.
But it was just so freaking fast paced, and then the ending. And I know there's a second book, but still, it went from like the build up was great, and then the middle was good, and then you know what happened, and then there was like nothing, and then it went from like nothing and like.
So has anyone read Little Liar?
And then
I haven't yet. It's on my list, but I think I have a credit. I have a credit. We have 2 credits. I have a credit.
Okay, you have credit.
He's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. But I think I'm gonna get the audio for it because I'll be able to listen to the audio a lot better than I will be able to read it anytime soon.
They say that if you do the Darkness trilogy in between the two, that it hits harder. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Which
wait, what are we talking about?
So like if you do Little Stranger, and then you do the Edge of Darkness trilogy, and then you do Little Liar, they say the storyline hits harder because apparently it gets really sad at some point.
But which one's the Darkness trilogy?
It's
the Edge of Darkness. It's like Insatiable. Is that
Insatiable? I wanted to do that. I haven't yet. Okay.
Yeah, I literally my book club's doing traveling book, and I was just like, Lay Rivers.
Yes. So because I've been wanting to do Little Liar, which is the second one, but they say you need to do that trilogy in between them, is what I've heard. Word on the book street.
But honestly, I'm glad I listened to the audio of Little Stranger because otherwise I would have been suffering. Like I don't think if I would have like actually been reading it, I would have been able to enjoy it as much as I did with the audio.
What do you think being a reader means? What advice or like words of wisdom do you have for people who struggle? I have a lot, but I think as somebody who does struggle, it'd be nice to hear from others who have moments of struggle.
I love this question anytime Nikki brings it up. Okay, if you love to read, regardless, like it doesn't matter the number of books that you read in a year, in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year. Everyone has their own different like speeds of reading, right? But like if you enjoy reading and brings you joy, you're a reader. And it doesn't matter what kind of book, if it's a graphic novel, if it's a comic book, if it's a novella for a shorter read, or nonfiction versus fiction, you are a reader. And then with that, like you have to, like we've mentioned a lot in the podcast and like day to day, you have to learn to give yourself grace, right? Reading is meant to be fun. It's meant to bring joy to your life, not add more stress to it. And you have to keep in mind that everyone has different lives. Like you can't be comparing your reading journey to others because your lives most likely don't look exactly the same. Some people are busier or have more responsibilities than others.
I
So
do
like,
that sometimes. Definitely
no,
compare myself to like Pal and Jenny can read so much. Like, why can't I?
Paula
And
doesn't have children.
but Jenny does.
Paula
Jenny can,
Yeah, but like, you most of the time you mostly compare yourself to me. And
I
like
do. I'm like, how did you just read like 300 books this
not as
year?
much
Like,
with Jenny. And it's because like, Paolo, I don't know how you do it. And I'm just like, I don't have children. Well, mind you, I have children, but they only last me, like I only have them from for a set number of hours. And then I don't have to
yeah.
deal with them. Right? Like
I think,
I don't have
you hit on not comparing yourself to someone else. Like it's not a race and it's not a competition. And I think with social media, especially with like Bookstagram and Book Talk and all of the things, it gets really hard where we're too hard on ourselves about the number of books we read and the reviews we write and the content we create. And that's not what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be fun. I want to create content because I genuinely enjoy making content. I want to read books because I genuinely enjoy reading books.
Yeah.
And I think we're just too hard on ourselves and we compare to others way too easily. And I think that's the downside to social media in a way.
Yeah. I completely agree. And it's like, we're in April. You're talking the other day, and it's like, I've read 8 books. We're in April. Like, that's not bad at all. Like, I could have read one book. I think, like I said, I think I read one book last month, maybe two. Like, but I enjoyed those books. And I think for me, like, I am really working on not comparing myself because I know I'm busy. I know that I get up and I go, go, go all day, literally until I crash. And like, even my days off aren't my days off. Like, I don't have them to myself or even to my family. Like, I'm constantly going. So I think being able to just enjoy them and like have those moments is really helpful for me. And like, I also have you guys and you're super supportive and you're like, but you read or you didn't read this week and that's okay. Like, I think if I didn't have such supportive girlies, I would definitely probably spiral harder. Like my sister gets on me. She's like, how many books have you read? And I'm like, I read half a book. I'm like 5% into this one and I have been for like 3 weeks. But I think it's just a matter, like you said, doing yourself grace and it's hard. It is hard not to compare because I want to read more than I do.
And I think something else like one has to keep in mind is like the format and length of a book also, or like even the genre also play a factor into how much or how far you go into like your reading goal. Because yeah, there are some books that are like big, they're big, especially like for the fancy people. Like if they, I swear, certain like if you're a fan like through and through like fantasy reader and you read like a bunch of books in a year and you manage to get through them all.
Speaking of that, I've been reading Alchemized this is my second month working on the same book because it's so thick and the words are so tiny.
And yeah, and then
Like it's 1,000 pages.
formatting
See,
makes a difference. World building. There are certain fantasy writers that really dive into world building. They create their own language for their books.
I love those authors, by the way, like so much. Like,
Yeah.
and I love them even more. Like Natasha Pierce, she's really good. Like this one, it's 2 books, and you can't say okay. See, they're not super thick. They have their own terms, their own language, their own cities. Like they're gorgeous, and I love that. Like she's able to give you that while there's a map somewhere in this book.
I love maps.
She's able to give you that while she builds a world, but keeps it short enough to where you can comprehend and understand it. And I think it's one of my favorite like indie author fantasy author. Like and she's just so chef's kiss. But Jenna Vipers, Sadie's, At first, I was really hard on myself for how long it took me to read those
And then
books.
you got it, and you're like,
And then I got
Yeah.
Sadie's, and I was like, that makes sense for me. It took me 2 months for Den of Vipers, too.
Well, to clarify to everyone, we read Sadie's as beta readers. So we were editing it on a document on a computer. And then she sends us the book, which was of her. But that thing is thick. She's a thick girl.
and then
Book 2 is about to be as long, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I remember finishing it because I finished it like once I like had the time to like sit down and lock in. I ate it up in like 3 days.
Yeah.
And then I got it and I was just like, what did I do? Like, you have to keep in mind, those books are 2 in 1, like for your average book length.
They really are. They really are.
If I have a book that's over 500 pages or like over 600, I'm like, this should count for 2 books.
I think when we read it, it was closer to like 800 pages. And she somehow got it down to where it is now, which is like around 712. And that was just like with the deep developmental edits of it. I think that brings us around to our favorite part of the episode. I'm just gonna have nothing but bloopers of Pal and her ticks. I will have a full 45-second Instagram post of why you should watch us. But it's just gonna be Pal. I love it so much. I love it so much. So
when I was getting ready before coming upstairs, I opened the fridge. I'm like, I want something to drink, and I was hoping we had chai, so I can make myself a nice chai. But the one we have is the one I don't like, unfortunately. So I'm like looking at it, and then I just see my bottle of wine that's just been waiting. I'm like, do I or do I not? And I was like, you know what? I want to today for once. It's weird. I'm like, let me just drink water. But can you imagine if I had some wine? Anyway, shits and giggles time.
It's time. So since I have it pulled up on my screen, I'll do the host part of this. I'm going to spin the wheel for Trigger Warning Roulette, and Jenny and Pal get to choose if they would read or if they would skip because of the one trope. There will not be like deep dives into an explanation of it, but we can converse about it if you want to. All right? Shuffle a bunch, shuffle, and spin.
Let's go.
I tried to be like really fair about this. He's a serial unaliver.
Oh, I'm reading that.
Read.
The problem is, like, we're kind of weird. We're kind of crazy, okay?
I will be shocked if you find one that I say I won't read, but we'll see what happens.
Incest.
Oh.
I know I suggested this for the list, but
Still read it. No, I'm still going to read.
it. Yeah, I would still read it.
I'm saying I'm going to give it a 5 stars. It would depend on the storyline, but I'm going to read it.
I feel like I've read incest.
I say that with like strict hard limits on that. Like, I say that with like, they can't be blood.
So you mean pseudo incest, not incest?
Yeah.
Because incest is blood.
Okay, well, I just put what you
Pseudo-incest would
said,
be
but
like
I'm just saying.
stepbrothers or siblings. Foster
Yeah, for
siblings,
sure.
where
For
they're,
sure
like,
what I mean.
together.
That's one you can continuously sign me up for.
But blood is incest.
So we'll say pseudo then.
Pseudo-incest.
Oh, then absolutely I'm reading that.
She's like, yep, sign me up too.
I'm pretty sure there's some on the shelf back there somewhere.
Jillian's next one is it's pseudo because it's.
I can't wait. I
And
cannot
I'm here.
wait.
No, y'all, like Jenny, you were.
And it's enemies to lover.
She called and she was like, "We had a cover reveal today," and then she's reading all the tropes. She's like, "Step siblings, enemies to lovers." This is my book.
Will be eating. But don't get me started on how I pronounced the cover. Because it's not my fault. They put it like this. So I read it as 3 separate parts, not one word.
Oh.
And she's like, when she explained it, and I was like, avalanche? She explained it when she read it. And I'm like, you know what?
That's good. I was like, that's really weird. And then I was like, it's avalanche. And as soon as I told Pal, she knew how I read it too. She knew. Okay. Man, I love Jillian. Trafficking.
I don't think I've read a book with. Wait, nope, never mind. I have, and I gave it a high rating.
Read it. I've read it before.
I'd read
I have
it.
mixed feelings about it.
I feel like it would be the kind of book, like, I feel like if I were to read it, it would be more like because I was surprised, or like it was like I went into it blind. Maybe.
I'll read it. I don't have a problem reading it. My only but is how detailed it gets in the actual aspect of it. Because I don't mind
That's
reading
fair.
it when it's
Yeah.
discussed or talked about or it happened. But I have found that for me, reading it when it's like we're living in this for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, years, that's just a lot to read. And it's detailed. So
Which is why she
for me.
hasn't picked up AA Dark.
I feel like I'm getting a lot of the like the oof ones cheating.
I'm reading that.
I'll read it.
I don't know that I have. I haven't, so I would.
Wait. Okay, here's the thing. I don't mind reading it if it's with each
Not
other.
the two main. Yeah.
You know, if it's with each other, I'm like, if it's not, then I don't know if I've actively read. I can't think of a book that has had it.
I don't think I've read a book where the MCs cheat on each other instead of with each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
trying.
I would read one. I just haven't come across one.
Yeah, I don't know if I would. I don't know. I don't like cheating.
That's
It's like
fair.
one of my
That's
least
okay.
favorite. It was one of my least
it's
favorite.
fair.
Yeah. But I don't know. I might read it. Well, it's one thing because I've read where characters will have been cheated on, but then obviously that's not the main love interest of the book. But apparently, we have read it, so we would read the cheating trope.
I would read it. Shark play. I put this in there specifically for Jenny.
Yes, 100% would read it again and again and again.
It's shark play.
I haven't read it, but I know what you're talking about.
I mean, first
Can
of
we
all,
talk
that's
about
a
this?
gorgeous version of that
I
book.
know, it is a gorgeous version. It's so pretty.
Mine's not pretty like
No,
that.
you
I mean,
said
it's
that. I was just like, I know exactly what book this is for.
like that, but I wanted this cover over the lighthouse.
Like my books are at the apartment.
Do I
okay?
have?
Some
Do
of
I have
them
the
are-
shark? Okay, I don't have the shark. I just have water book. Oh, I have the shark!
Yeah, the dedication page.
I've never read the dedication until just now. I
It's
never read the
good.
dedication until just now.
Why
I know I
didn't
love
you at the apartment. Why couldn't it have been working? I could be at my apartment with my books, doing the same thing as y'all. Because I know exactly where my copy of Desert Hurt is, unlike other.
This one plays right into it. You're welcome. Breath play.
Yes,
Sign me up.
Give me.
Count me all the way in.
Oh my God! Read, swipe right.
Do you have a limit on how far that would be taken?
Not for reading.
I didn't mean for me.
Are we going after dark here?
No, but like I feel like on a personal level, I couldn't do the pass out part of it, but on a book level, as long as she's still alive and actually, her beating, breathing, for real, like whatever. I want to read that one book. It was mentioned briefly in The Ritual, but I haven't finished the series. It was the one guy. I need to read more of that. You can always count me in for those tropes.
100%.
Knife play.
100%.
100.
Absolutely.
Okay, Diesel, Josh.
I was so like I've seen knife play. I've never seen it to that level, and I think I need more therapy for the way I actually loved it. I was like, what?
But see, Den of Vipers was my first dark romance. So that's where I started. That was my starting point.
Tis also
was
Matt's
like-
first dark romance.
It was
I
one
was
of
like,
my
sign
favorite.
me up.
Yeah, and why choose?
Just losing interest in it.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It is very repetitive after a while.
It is repetitive, but also he is very high fantasy. So like he is a very high. He's listened to all the Driz books. He's re-listening to Akatar because he was like, I need something interesting. So he more so needs those high fantasy than anything else. And he loved Boy Queen. It's okay. We both like to read fantasy, so it's fine. So fun.
Read it.
I'll read it. I'll be uncomfy. Wow.
Anything. Ooh, I will read it. I will read it, and I do it.
Like it when it's a character growth. Like it
Yes.
starts with
Yes,
harm and she learns her own strength.
That's
Like,
what I was gonna
that's when
say.
I really eat it up.
so you have to read K.M. Nova.
I've read a few.
The
The one where she's in the
yeah, that one.
fabric of our souls.
That
Is that
one,
what it's called?
so beautifully written. And this trigger slash trope was so beautifully represented. Like, I literally, one of my favorite quotes is from this book. I just loved it so much. So, yes, will read. Absolutely. How do I remember that one? Oopsies. Only 4 more left, guys. Stalker.
Yes.
Oh, duh. Sign me up.
I feel like I just put some of these in here because they are warnings for some, but we're just.
I remember when we were first curating our lists, both Nikki and I were like, these are warnings?
No, because, okay, so like Sadie put he strips for charity, and I was like, why is that not a trigger?
No, because I at this point I haven't discovered any like triggers for myself. I will literally read anything, but who knows? Maybe I'll find a trigger at some point.
How about
I'll read it.
I'll read it and I'll cry.
I will read it and cry too. And the one time I did read one where it was pretty descriptive, I couldn't talk about it for like a month. Like, I would try to explain the book to somebody and I would just start crying. So, but I really loved the book. I just hated that part. So, gunplay.
Yes.
Oh, I'm reading that. Probably enjoying it more than my therapist thinks I should.
Fair enough, honestly. I don't see what the issue is. Abuse? But this has to be, I feel like it's outside of this like main couple. Like she's abused or
I don't think I've read one where it's the main couple. It's always outside of it.
this is definitely more of like either she's already in a relationship that's really toxic, or she's running from a relationship where she's dealt with years and years and years and years of abuse. I mean, I read them. It's not something I wouldn't read.
Yeah.
I read them and will continue to read them. The only one that I ever really struggled with was Shallow River by H.D. Carlton. I love that book. Don't get me wrong. It's a great story. But hearing like things that she went through and like it just brought up past things for me. So it was hard for me to read it. Like actually
It was more of a genuine
push
trigger
forward.
for you
Yes.
than like, yeah, I think
But I didn't put the book down. I kept reading.
it had a extreme shock factor to it, but I think I really enjoyed the way Mako stepped in and was there for her, and like specifically thought of them when I was describing like where the abuse was. And like, for those who haven't read it, just be prepared because there are some things in there and it's just like, what the fuck, like, but it was a really good book. I did love I loved their story. How about you, Pal?
I said I'd read it.
Okay.
But
I thought so, but I just I know. We gotta get her on some H.D. Carlton, obviously, because I don't even know if she's finished Cat and Mouse.
I did novella for the Cat and Mouse.
That was Satan's Affair.
Yeah, that was a mind fuck for me personally.
See, that one doesn't have any depth to it though. Like it's a good book, don't get me wrong.
I didn't say
There's
it. I'm just saying I
no
have
depth.
HD. I just haven't
No,
read
that's so.
Yeah.
I feel like you've read the book. Everybody's like, you could skip it.
Loved
Like
it.
It's good.
I've heard it's good. I just like I've heard that people are like, hey, you could skip it. It's okay. There's no, like she said, there's no depth to the story for it.
But it's great.
I think when it comes to her writing, it's like crazy unhinged. And then there's this emotional depth. And some of her books combine them really well. And some of them, and I think Satan's Affair is just crazy unhinged.
I have to read that one still. Okay.
I've read all of hers except for Phantom and the 2 new ones that haven't come out yet, obviously. But I've read all the rest of I have a shelf.
I have a lot of her books. I just haven't gotten around to them yet.
Excuse me.
Okay.
So speaking of, series or standalones or books that lead into each other, do you all prefer series and standalones? Like
I'm an interconnected series girl. Like if it's going to be a series, I better be able to like skip a book if I have to. But I'm much more of a standalone. I need to be able to like read it, and I'm so conflicted because I'm a standalone. I'm a standalone girl for sure. When the story is like it's a couple and they're done, and I think that's why I like interconnected series so much, because it's multiple couples 99% of the time, where it's like, okay, we have Briar and Asher, and then we have like Logan and someone else, and it's just so much easier for me to read versus, a 5 or 6 book series about one couple. I say that knowing that I also will eat that up. But I think I do prefer standalone. Sorry, that was so confusing and conflicting in itself.
No, it makes sense. Okay, so here's the thing, okay? What it is, but series are drawn to me, or I'm drawn to the series. I don't know. Because even when I have tried, like, I'm like, I just need to stand alone because I don't have time for a series, to commit myself to a series. I'm like, I just want to stand alone. Either I later find out that was not indeed a standalone, or it becomes a series. And I'm like, so at this point, I'm just gonna say I'm team series because standalones don't seem to appreciate me.
I am also team series, but I think it's because I love a good character arc. You know, and in the Ravenhood, Cecilia's growth from the first book to the last book sign me up every time. Like, I want to see where they start from and who they become when they realize their power in life. And that to me is one of the best things to read. Also, really enjoy interconnected standalones because you still get to see, but I'm one of those weird ones. I have to read them in order. So, like you were saying, Nikki, you could skip one. Can't be me. Cannot. I have to read
The
it in
reason I
order.
say that is strictly because, like, I've done that with Jillian. Like, here's name for the life of me.
Bring
Right
the
off the top.
heat.
No, I just the band.
The
Oh,
Beautiful Deceit.
I'm like, I know it. It's in this brain somewhere. So I missed out on the first and second one, and then I got the third book, and
That's the best one.
absolutely, like, I love it. It was so good, but
Come on.
then like things happen again, and then I didn't get to read the fourth. But like, and I will, but like, I know, but I finished one of the books in the story, and I'm not left like feeling unfulfilled and like I didn't finish that book, that couple's story. You know what I mean? Versus like if the book's not finished, like Fourth Wing, and like the series isn't done, and now I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. Well, by the time it comes around, a lot of the times I'm not in the mood for that. And as a mood reader, that makes all the difference for me on if I'm going to pick it up right now or if it's going to be forever until I do. Like, I haven't read Onyx Storm. I need to, but I know one, it took a while for it to come out, and two, I think she's just now starting the fourth. So that's going to be a minute. And that's going to upset me again.
Hold off on a series. Like, even though I love series, I will hold off on a series if it's not complete.
Yeah.
One of the few exceptions to that is Fourth Wing, only because it was so hyped and I was like, all right, I'm jumping in. I don't care. But I will usually wait until a series is done before I even start it.
Well, it's like Alpha Girl series is what, 9 books, I think I've told you. But it was all completed when I picked it up, and all the books are like they're small books, like 200-300 pages, 4, somewhere in that range. They're not big, but the whole series is done. I could pick it up and read it. I could finish it, and I loved it. And there was so much growth, and it was YA and fantasy and everything. It had all the things for me.
No, I also have become a big fan of interconnected standalone series. However, this trend came to be, I'm eternally grateful for it because I get the love of wanting a standalone, but also wanting, if I want it to be a series or enjoy a series, I can do that as well. And also, the best part for me is that you can see the characters of the past books come back, and then you can see them in the post book main story part of aspect, and just like, oh my god, they're so happily ever. Although I have had the occasion where they're mid fight, and I'm like, what? But I think also with certain interconnected standalones, when they're in the same universe or like same team, if it's a sports romance or stuff, I like it when the timelines interconnect, and you see how, like, well, first couple you read was going through this, the other one was like forming or together, and you see the similar, like if you've read the previous book or you go back and read it, like
I think that's why I have to read them in order because I want to catch all of those little Easter eggs as you go
I
along.
love the Easter eggs. Also,
They're
I
my
love
favorite.
when, even if you don't like read it, like some, like, even I don't know what, okay, because I've had it that like I'm reading the first book or something, and then other characters are mentioned, and I'm like that the little like, hmm, are these the next MCs? Are these the ones for the next book? And I love trying to figure out who might be next on the like the standalone, like the series, right?
I think Jillian and Steve Bowerman both do a really good job with their interconnected
I
standalones
like
series.
Jillian is definitely one of my favorites. So for like when I'm in the mood for a megaverse, Are You Right? I feel like does it really well as really good job with them as well. And I'm blanking again, but I'm gonna just stick to those two for now because I can't remember the rest. But no, I really love interconnected standalone series. I really appreciate the way they've become a thing because I'm like a little, both my hearts are fulfilled. Okay, with that said, though, there are certain series that are like declared as like interconnected standalone series, but you actually do have to read them in order for everything to make sense. And I feel like that needs to be disclaimed because sometimes they're not. And then I'm like, oh, so I can pick up any book in the series if I want. Not that I would, but like, and then come like you can like read it, like start, and you're like, what is happening? It's like, well, I had to read the others before this one. I feel like it needs to be said. This can be read in any order versus it's recommended you read this in order for the story like to fully make sense.
It's a very interesting topic. I'll say that.
So just remember to give yourself grace. It is okay to plan a long list and then only read one or two off that list. It's okay to not read at all. And it doesn't make you less of a reader just because you're busy or your brain won't quit spinning to where you can concentrate on that storyline. All of those things are okay. And like we tell our dear friend Nikki over there, you can still be a reader and read one book a month or 0 books 1 month or whatever that may be for you. Self-care is important and you matter, and reading should be a part of your self-care and not detrimental to your health.
Yay.
So for our next episode, we will be going over the recap of Den of Vipers. Everybody has now read it, and we'll give a quick, like, what we loved and stuff. It won't be a crazy deep dive, but I think it's fair to touch base on it and make sure that you guys know, because it definitely took quite some time to get through. And then we will also we'll either have a book to swap with each other or to just read a book together I think we've already got a book we're going to be reading together by the next episode. A series. They picked a series, y'all. Like,
Big shocker.
No, but yeah, no, for next episode, just be prepared for a lot of fangirling on my end, even more than usual, because it touches two of my favorite. Like, it's Den of Vipers, and then the series, which shall be disclaimed next week.
Right, but the next books we pick, none of us should have read it. Cannot be a reread for anybody. We all have to go in blind together.
I'm so down for that.
After
After yours,
Yeah.
yes.
I was gonna say.
She's like, let's go. If your books made you blush a little.
And your coffee still got your heart racing.
Then our work here is done. This was Espresso and Books After Dark.